Hello everyone, my name is Grace. In honor of Truth and Reconciliation Day today, I want to share the things I have learned in class about the missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. Last week in school, Elder Dr. Andrea Simon came in and talked to us about her missing daughter and her missing sister. Elder Dr. Simon's sister went missing from a psychiatric hospital after having a disagreement with the nurses. She went on a nice walk to reconnect with nature, but never came back. The family was not informed about her not coming back for 2 weeks, and 8 years later they found her remains at the bottom of a river. We also learned that Elder Dr. Simon's daughter, Leona, also went missing. One day Leona went missing, and then a couple days later they found her remains. And many people think that all these women go missing because they must be on drugs or something stereotypical like that. But that's not always the case. Leona, Elder Dr. Simon's daughter, went missing, and she was not on drugs. She was someone who advocated for the 231 calls to justice and was working towards a change. This week I also learned what the difference between the calls to action and the calls to justice are. The calls to action are actions that the Indigenous community is asking the government to do, but the calls to justice are something that the government needs to do. Now, something I learned in class that really stood out to me that I'd like to share is this one statistic, and it was that 220 of 1,000 Indigenous women go missing, 110 of 1,000 Indigenous men go missing, 81 of 1,000 non-Indigenous women go missing, and 66 of 1,000 non-Indigenous men go missing. With this, you can see just how different. It's double the amount of Indigenous men, triple the amount of non-Indigenous women, and quadruple the amount of non-Indigenous men. It's such a big difference of how many Indigenous women go missing, and this is concerning. I encourage you to share these stories with people. I encourage you to research more about the missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls and Two-Spirited People crisis. I encourage you to learn more on this day of truth and reconciliation. I've heard talks about how Indigenous women, at least one of their family members, is missing, which is horrible. Take a moment and imagine if your aunt went missing right now, or your mother or your sister. How would you feel? This is a very real crisis that is happening today. There needs to be a change. So I encourage you to learn about it today, to learn the truth today. And not just today, learn about it tomorrow, learn about it the next day, research about it. It doesn't just have to be on Truth and Reconciliation Day that you find out the truth. It can be any day. Thank you so much for listening to this video, and remember to wear your orange.